Hello, welcome to my spiritual sanctuary. My name is Sandra. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Come on in and have a seat and join me in this beautiful greenery scenery. I'm in the lovely Casadaga spiritualist community today and walking the fairy trail and the labyrinth. So having just a beautiful birthday week. You know, maybe you don't know, my birthday was on Tuesday, and so I'm still celebrating. And one of my traditions is always to come to this place where I find so much peace and solace and walk the labyrinth and visit my friends here and just bask in the beauty of this area. So welcome in, everyone. And I haven't done a video in a while because I am gearing up for the year ahead and just took some time to contemplate life and catch up on some projects, and so ready to get back and talk about life as we know it and the lessons that we're learning here on the Earth School and how to maneuver through the obstacles and challenges that we may find ourselves in. Right? That's what we do. So today, this week, I'm all about self-love, and loving ourselves is not selfish. It's actually very, very healthy, and it's very important for you to fill yourself up with self-love. Once you fill yourself up, then you have enough to give to others without depleting your own energy sources. So really important to say, what do I need when I get up in the morning, and what can I give myself without looking to the external for all of those answers. One of the things that I wanted to bring forward in this video is that self-love saved my life in 2020. And the reason I can say that is because I went through COVID alone. I had gotten out of a really bad abusive relationship and decided that I was going to connect with God on a higher level. Really, because when you're alone during COVID, you have literally yourself and the spirit world. And that is when I really connected in with God, the angels, the ascended masters, my deceased loved ones. And that is when I really started connecting to that 5D level and higher, realizing that there's a veil that has now been really thin between us and the higher realms. And just by paying attention to and having an awareness of that consciousness level will bring it into your life. There's a lot of times we go through this everyday world where we're dealing with our 3D survival mode, our survival needs, which if you let those take over your life, you're going to find that life is going to be a struggle, because you're just taking care of those animal needs of food, water, shelter, and thinking that you have control, where if you were to release and surrender the control to the higher realms, the higher mind, and God as we know it, and the divine, whatever you want to call it in your tradition, the higher energy source, power, whatever, you can work in conjunction and co-create with the universe based on the guidance that you're receiving. So that's exactly what I did, because what I found was that being alone in 2020 and not having anything really to support me in the external world, that I was alone in the world for the first time in my life. And it was different, and I had to really look at that as, well, maybe I'm not alone. Maybe there is something greater that I'm connecting to, which I've always been very spiritual, and I've always been connected to God all my life. My gifts that I have in clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, all of those clairs have allowed me to know that there was something more out there. And so when I was forced into being by myself, alone, taking care of all my needs, it allowed me to connect to God and the angels on a different level. So I'm here, and the reason I'm telling you this is that self-love is the way to survival if you're in survival mode right now, because the world is crazy, and there's a lot going on that is maybe a little dissettling. And just know that there's a lot out there that we can't control, but what we can control is what you do with the decisions and choices you make every day of your life when you get up and give yourself that love that you deserve, and not depend on anybody else on the outside to fulfill that for you. Yes, of course, you have relationships, you have marriages, you have children and that kind of thing. I say that in order to have good relationships with others, to have healthy relationships with others, you have to learn to honor your own needs. Like what the saying goes, if you're in a plane and it's going down and you have a baby next to you, you've got to put the mask on yourself first so that you can save the baby, right? So don't forget about your own needs as we're going through this next cycle, and moving into the political arena coming up in November, and pray for everybody concerned that they're all living out their highest and best life, which truly we are. It may not look like it from the outside, but know that there's somebody else in charge that knows better, and that is not humans, okay? And once we get that, and we get it from a soul gut level, we realize that we must be more patient, we must have more hope, we must have more faith that everything is working out for the highest and best good of all, and that knowing that if we just allow things to unfold into our lives and we don't try to force them to happen, that great things can come from that, okay? No expectations. When you have expectations of people, places, and things, that creates a lot of disappointment, because people don't always live up to your expectations, right? People and places and things don't always meet your expectations, but you have to know what those expectations are that you want to include in your life. And surround yourself with the right people, surround yourself with in the right places and the right situations that support you and love you, and stay away from those things that do not, and then you're going to be in a much better place